just landed in a foreign country. The customs officer asks you a question, you understand maybe half of it. Your heart starts racing, your palms are sweating. You smile nervously and say, yes, even though you have absolutely no idea what they asked.
Or worse, your connecting flight is about to close. The gate number changed. The announcement was fast and full of words you did not catch, and you are standing in the middle of a massive terminal with no idea where to go.
Airports are one of the most stressful places to use English. Everything happens fast. The stakes feel high, and there is no time to look up words or think carefully about grammar.
But here is the good news. You do not need advanced English to handle airports confidently. You need about 12 essential phrases. That is it. 12 phrases that cover 90% of every airport situation you will ever face.
Today, we are going to give you those exact phrases, organized by situation, so you can walk through any airport in the world without panic, confusion, or fear.
Welcome to Easy English Learning. I'm Clive.
And I'm Belen. By the end of this episode, you will have the language tools to handle check-in, security, customs, and unexpected problems with total confidence. Let us dive in. Clive, before we get into the phrases, I want to ask you something. Have you ever had a moment at an airport where your English completely failed you under pressure?
Oh, absolutely. And I remember it vividly because it was so unnecessarily stressful. I was flying through Frankfurt Airport. My connecting flight was delayed and then suddenly moved to a different gate across the terminal. I had maybe 15 minutes to get there.
So you were already under time pressure. What happened when you tried to ask for help?
I ran up to an information desk and tried to ask where the new gate was. But I was so flustered that my English came out as this jumbled mess. Something like, "Excuse, where is my plane going? Gate C, maybe?" The woman looked at me confused. I had to repeat myself 3 times. By the time I finally got clear directions, I had wasted 5 precious minutes just trying to ask one simple question.
So, the English you needed was not complicated. You just needed one clear sentence under pressure.
Exactly. And that experience taught me something important. Airport English is not about vocabulary range or grammar complexity. It is about having a few rock-solid phrases you can pull out instantly when your brain is in panic mode.
Like a life jacket, you do not need a fancy life jacket. You just need one that works when you hit the water.
Perfect metaphor. And today, we are giving our listeners those life jackets. Simple, reliable, ready to use in any airport emergency.
So, Clive, before we give the phrases, let us help our listeners understand why airports specifically make English feel so difficult. Because I think once you understand the reason, the anxiety reduces a bit.
The reason airports feel so challenging is because of what I call decision compression. At home or in a normal conversation, you have time to think, process, and respond. But at airports, everything compresses. Questions come fast, decisions are urgent, and consequences feel immediate. Miss a flight, lose your luggage, get sent to the wrong terminal.
So, your brain is trying to process English while also dealing with time pressure, physical stress from traveling, and high emotional stakes.
Exactly. And there is another factor. Airport staff speak fast and use specific terminology. They do not adjust their language for non-native speakers because they have said the same sentences 1,000 times that day. To them it is automatic. To you it sounds like a wall of incomprehensible sound.
So, the language itself is not harder, it is just delivered faster with less patience and more pressure.
Precisely. And the solution is not learning more English. It is pre-learning the specific phrases for airport situations, so when those moments arrive, you can respond automatically without thinking.
There is a great idiom for this. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. It means a small preparation now prevents a big problem later. Learning 12 airport phrases before you travel prevents hours of confusion and stress when you actually arrive.
Belen, I know you have a story that shows exactly why these phrases matter. Can you share it?
Yes, and this one really stuck with me because it shows how one phrase can completely change a high stress situation. Meet Kenji. He is 26 years old from Japan, traveling to London for the first time for a work conference. His English was intermediate, but he had never traveled internationally alone before. He was extremely nervous about navigating the airport.
So this was his first solo international trip. That is already intimidating, even with perfect English. What happened when he landed in London?
Everything went smoothly until customs. The officer looked at his passport and asked, "What is the purpose of your visit?" Kenji understood the question, but in that moment, his brain froze. He knew he was there for work, but he could not remember how to say that clearly. He stumbled and said, I, uh, meeting, business thing, company.
So he had the information, but not the clear phrase. And I imagine that made him look suspicious to the customs officer.
Exactly. The officer frowned and asked more questions. How long are you staying? Where will you be staying? Who invited you? Each question made Kenji more nervous. His answers got more confused. What should have been a 30-second interaction turned into 5 stressful minutes.
So what changed for him? Did he learn a better approach after that experience?
He did. On his return trip to Japan, Kenji decided to prepare differently. He wrote down exact phrases for every possible airport scenario: check in, security, customs, finding gates, asking for help. He practiced them out loud 20 times each before his next trip. 3 months later, he traveled to New York for another conference. Same customs question: what is the purpose of your visit? This time, Kenji responded immediately and clearly: I'm here for business. I'm attending a conference. The officer nodded and stamped his passport. 10 seconds. Done.
One prepared phrase turned a 5-minute stressful interrogation into a 10-second smooth interaction.
And Kenji told us, I realized I was not bad at English. I was just unprepared for those specific high pressure moments. Now I prepare the phrases before I travel, and airports do not scare me anymore.
Preparation removes panic. That is the lesson every traveler needs to learn.
So let us give our listeners the actual phrases now. Clive, I will walk through the situations, and you give the exact English they need. Sound good?
Perfect. Let us organize this by airport stage so it is easy to remember.
First stage, check in at the airline counter. What are the key phrases here?
When you approach the counter, start with, Hi, I'm checking in for flight number to city. Simple, clear, gives them all the information they need. If they ask for your passport, they will usually just say, Passport please, hand it over and stay quiet. If you have luggage, they will ask, Are you checking any bags? Your response, Yes, one bag, or No, just carry on. If you want a specific seat, say, Could I get a window seat, please? Or could I get an aisle seat, please?
Those are so clear and direct. Next stage, security checkpoint. This is where people often panic. What should they know?
Security is mostly following instructions, not speaking. But if you have a question, use this. Excuse me, do I need to remove my shoes? Or do laptops need to come out? If they ask you to step aside for additional screening, stay calm and say, "Sure, no problem." Never argue or look nervous at security. Just cooperate smoothly.
Good advice. Next, you're in boarding gate and waiting area. What if they need to ask for help finding their gate?
Walk up to any airport staff member and say, "Excuse me, where is gate number?" If you missed an announcement and think your gate changed, say, "Has the gate changed for flight number to city?" If you are worried about time, add, "How long does it take to walk there?" And if your flight is delayed and you want information, say, "Do you know when we will board?"
Perfect. Now the big one, customs and immigration. This is where Kenji struggled. What are the essential phrases?
The officer will ask, "What is the purpose of your visit?" Your answers, "I'm here for tourism," "I'm here for business," or "I'm here to visit family." Keep it short. Do not over-explain. They will ask, "How long are you staying?" Answer, "Number days," or 1 week/2 weeks. They might ask, "Where are you staying?" Answer, "At hotel name," or "with a friend." If they ask if you have anything to declare, food, large amounts of cash, restricted items, and you do not, say simply, "No, nothing to declare."
And what about unexpected problems? Flight delays, lost luggage, missed connections?
For a delay, ask, "Do you know why the flight is delayed?" Or, "When is the new departure time?" For lost luggage, go to the baggage claim desk and say, "My luggage did not arrive. Here is my baggage claim ticket." They will handle the rest. For a missed connection, find the airline desk and say, "I missed my connecting flight to city. What are my options?" The key word in any problem is options. What are my options? This phrase works in almost any stressful situation.
There is a useful idiom here. When in doubt, ask it out. It means when you are unsure or confused, the best strategy is always to ask directly instead of guessing or staying silent. Airports have staff everywhere whose job is to help. Use them.
Vocabulary time, 4 essential airport words. Belen,
Yes. And listeners, use one of these in a sentence. Airport vocabulary is immediately practical. Word 1, boarding. Boarding is the process of getting onto the airplane. When the airline announces boarding, it means you can start walking onto the plane. Your boarding pass is the ticket that allows you to board. The gate agent announced that boarding will begin in 10 minutes.
Word 2, declare. To declare means to officially tell customs officers about something you are bringing into the country, like large amounts of cash, food, or restricted items. If you have nothing restricted, you say, "Nothing to declare." The customs officer asked if I had anything to declare, and I said no.
Word 3, layover. A layover is the waiting time between two connecting flights. If you fly from Tokyo to New York with a stop in Los Angeles, the time you spend in Los Angeles is your layover. I have a 2-hour layover in Dubai before my flight to London.
Word 4, claim. To claim your luggage means to pick it up from baggage claim after your flight lands. Baggage claim is the area where suitcases arrive on a conveyor belt. After I clear customs, I will go to baggage claim to pick up my suitcase.
One word, one sentence. Yours. This vocabulary is power at airports.
Balin, bring it all together for our listeners.
Here's what we learned. Airport English is not about being fluent. It is about being prepared. 12 essential phrases cover 90% of every situation you will face, from check-in to customs to unexpected delays. Write them down, practice them, bring them with you.
And remember, airport staff are there to help. When in doubt, ask directly. Where is gate C12? What are my options? Do you speak slower, please? Clear, simple questions always work better than staying silent and guessing.
And remember, Kenji, 5 minutes of stress at customs because he did not have one prepared phrase. 10 seconds of smooth confidence on his next trip because he did. Preparation removes panic.
Your English does not need to be perfect at airports. It just needs to be ready.
Write in the comments. What is your biggest airport English fear? Which situation makes you most nervous? Share it. We read every comment, and your question might help us create future content.
And if this episode gave you the confidence to handle your next airport experience, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who is traveling internationally soon and feeling nervous about the English.
This was Easy English Learning. I'm Belen.
And I'm Clive. Keep preparing, keep traveling, and we will see you in the next one. Until then, fly confidently and speak clearly.